This video is brought to you by the movie Greenland. They sent me 5 copies to give away. You go to the Strong Opinion Sports Instagram account, find and comment on the post about the movie Greenland. In your comment, tag the movie Greenland and tag someone you want to watch it with, and I will pick the 5 winners from there. The Eagles have traded quarterback Carson Wentz to the Indianapolis Colts. And oh my goodness, it made me very, very happy. I was so excited. There's a lot to unpack. I want to start, though, by mentioning a weird thing first. In the 2016 NFL Draft, the number 1 overall pick was Jared Goff. The number 2 overall pick was Carson Wentz. And both have been traded away from the teams they were drafted by 19 days apart. That's just a weird, that doesn't happen very often. A number 1 overall pick, a number 2 overall pick gets traded away, especially not the quarterback position, let alone almost just over 2 weeks away apart from each other. That's crazy, pretty wild. Now, after the trade, the Eagles have a $33.8 million dead money salary cap charge for the 2021 NFL season. What that means, we'll get into that in a minute, first of all. That's actually, by the way, the most ever to have dead money cap, charge or penalties by an NFL team. It's so much that I actually thought that might keep the Eagles from trading Carson Wentz. I'm like, that might be so much of a penalty, they're not even going to get rid of the guy. Sounds like they did. I thought it's good for everybody. Carson Wentz wanted out. I think we'll talk about Jalen Hurts in a minute, but I thought it was good to get Carson out of there. It is also kind of weird and interesting. I talked about Jared Goff previously, very briefly. The record for the most amount of dead money against the salary cap was Jared Goff. The Rams' amount is $22.2 million. That got beat 19 days later by the Carson Wentz trade. What is dead money, you may ask? It's basically all the guaranteed money the Eagles still owe Carson Wentz after the trade. So even though Carson is no longer on their team, he still creates a $33.8 million cap hit for next year. So over $33 million of the salary cap is taken up for Philadelphia. They cannot use that money for other players. It's weird. It's interesting. That's the most ever. Pretty interesting. I was surprised that, they still traded him away given that. But in the trade, the Colts got Carson Wentz. So the Colts, they get their quarterback, the replacement for Phillip Rivers, the replacement for Andrew Luck. I'm happy for the Colts, man. They found a way to make it work. They lost Andrew Luck. They had to scramble. They made Jacoby Brissett work for a year. They made Phillip Rivers work for a year. Now they've got what they believe is their franchise guy, Carson Wentz. Good for them. The Eagles got a 2021 third-round pick for the upcoming NFL draft and a conditional 2022 second-round pick. Now, here's what's really cool. The condition is that if Carson Wentz plays 75% of the Colts' offensive snaps for next year, if he stays healthy, plays the whole year, or is good enough to be the starter all year, doesn't get benched, then that draft pick goes from a second-round pick in 2022 to a first-round pick. So what I like about that, people are saying the Eagles got a horrible trade. They got fleeced. It's terrible. Oh, my goodness. You got to realize this is probably the best trade they could possibly find. The Eagles traded away Carson Wentz, a guy who has an injury history. He's been injured repeatedly over the years. He's coming off of a horrible season where he was so bad, the dude got benched for Jalen Hurts, a rookie quarterback. So the fact that Philadelphia made a trade where they have an opportunity to get a first-round pick, that's impressive to me. I think people don't realize that's the best they were going to get. So anybody criticizing Philadelphia, you just don't realize how little value Carson Wentz really had on the market. People are like, nobody really wants him. I think J.J. Watt's getting a ton of attention. Carson Wentz, people are very wary. And I think it's really what's really disappointing to me is that the Bears didn't get him. What did the Bears, did the Bears not want him? I don't understand. Maybe they're trying to get Deshaun Watson. I feel like the Bears really lost here. They still got Mitchell Trubisky, who Carson Wentz has problems. I think he's way better than Mitchell Trubisky, so debate that all you want. I don't know how you go the Bears, they got a great quarterback still, Trubisky. I like it. I think another thing people got to realize is that I love the trade for Carson Wentz. He's going to a way better team. He gets to play for his former offensive coordinator, Frank Reich. In 2017, the best year Carson Wentz ever had in the NFL. Before he got hurt, he was an MVP candidate playing under Frank Reich. He's reuniting with that guy. That's going to be awesome. He's got a great relationship with him. The Colts have a great offensive line. They've got a great running game. They've got a great defense. Carson Wentz is being put into a great situation. If he does not do well, then there's no excuse you can make. He's got a great, great team around him, good support, good people. He's getting helped. Now, remember, here's what Carson Wentz struggled with last year. The team fell apart around Carson. The Eagles had a bunch of injuries, and it was a messy year for them. I felt kind of bad for Carson. However, when the team fell apart around him, so did Carson Wentz. His decision-making just took a step backward. It completely devolved. He started forcing throws. He started holding onto the ball way too long. There's a play against the Dallas Cowboys that's forever ingrained into my mind where I'm staring at TV going, Carson, throw it away. Throw it away. Please, for the love of God, throw the ball away. And he fumbled, and the Cowboys got the ball. And I'm just like, oh, my, that's terrible quarterback play. And Jalen Hurts came in and did much better than Carson Wentz. It wasn't that hard. Jalen Hurts took care of the ball, made good decisions, was decently accurate. Carson really struggled with accuracy last year. And it looked like Carson completely lost confidence of everything and everybody around him. He lost confidence in his offensive line. He lost confidence in his receivers in Philadelphia. And it appeared like Carson lost confidence in the play calling in Philadelphia as well. So Carson needed a fresh start. Remember, he also he got hurt a couple years ago in the playoffs, and his backup quarterback, Nick Foles, came in and led his team to a Super Bowl. Imagine you're the starting quarterback, you get hurt, another person leads your team, though you were an MVP candidate, to the Super Bowl. I would liken it, it's a crude thing to compare it to, but I would liken it to someone having kids with your wife while you're still married to your wife. Like kids are great. This isn't my kid. It'd be hard and weird, and you're like, I still want to be with my wife, but it's complicated and messy, and I can't imagine again, it's a weird and not the best comparison. I wish I could come up with something that wasn't as messy. But just imagine the emotional turmoil I think I'm going to put on Carson Wentz. Like, oh, your city likes this other guy? They literally put up a statue of Nick Foles? Ooh, and you're still the starter? How do you feel wanted there? Then last year in 2020, and by the way, that happened multiple times where Nick Foles was the starting quarterback for the Eagles in the playoffs because of a Carson Wentz injury. Now, last year, Carson got benched. He played really badly, and the backup quarterback, Jalen Hurts, came in, did great. Again, good decisions, ran the ball well, was more accurate than Carson Wentz, and it's too messy. To have not once but twice have the backup quarterback come in, do better than Carson or be more successful in some way than Carson, he had to get out of Philadelphia. It was too messy of a situation. You could not rectify it. Carson wanted out. And it appears, again, like Carson lost all confidence in his teammates and in the Eagles organization. Again, just having your backup quarterback do so well in your spot, there's no way that can be good for your confidence. So I'm really excited to watch Carson Wentz play for the Colts. I think if there's any place, Carson I made very obvious, glaring, frustrating mistakes last year in Philadelphia. But if there is anywhere in the NFL Carson Wentz can go and do well, it is Indianapolis. Got a great support structure around him. A coach that likes him, a coach that I think he's personal friends with, a great roster, a great situation, a team and a fan base, frankly, that wants him to be their guy. Philadelphia, there was a whole debate. Should we keep Nick Foles or Carson Wentz? And that seems crazy now after watching, Nick Foles flounder with the Jaguars and then with the Chicago Bears. But people really they were furious at the Eagles for keeping Carson Wentz over Nick Foles. I can't imagine what that did. Now, the Colts, their fan base, they're happy to have Carson Wentz. They want Carson Wentz. Not everybody. People are haters. That's fine. But if you're a Colts fan and you're not welcoming, having a welcoming embrace of Carson Wentz, you're an idiot, because this is the best opportunity you're going to have in a while to get a franchise quarterback. It's great for them. The Eagles are footing the bill, so take it, run with it, be very happy you got your guy. And I would be personally surprised if Carson Wentz did not do well with Indianapolis, based on you got a great coach, a coach who knows him, and a good support system around him. Now, by the way, Jalen Hurts is now the Philadelphia Eagles starting quarterback. I love it. I think Jalen Hurts is much better than people realize. He works his tail off. He's a great leader. He's much cheaper than Carson Wentz. He can run around, extend plays. He doesn't get hurt. That's a big deal to Philadelphia. He's way more accurate and a better thrower of the football than people realize. Like, do not talk about Jalen Hurts, the quarterback at Alabama. Since then, from Alabama to Oklahoma to now after 1 year at Philadelphia. He's evolved year after year after year, gotten better as a passer. He works hard. I love it. I am not sold on the new Eagles head coach, Nick Sirianni. Came across as a bit of a doofus at his press conference, and I went, I'm not really. It's one press conference. It's not really fair to judge a guy on one thing, but it was definitely not a great way to start your career as the Eagles head coach. We'll see how he does. So I'm still on the fence about that guy. But they definitely chose the right quarterback in Jalen Hurts. I'm very excited. I'm happy. I love Jalen Hurts. I would very much and very happily take Jalen Hurts as my franchise quarterback. And a bit of a controversial statement, but I think it's true. Definitely, it's at least arguable. You could make a case that Jalen Hurts is the best starting quarterback in the entire NFC East. Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott, well, at least Jalen Hurts at the Jalen Hurts current price, I would take Jalen Hurts over Dak Prescott. He's better than Daniel Jones. He's better than Alex Smith or whoever becomes the Washington starting quarterback. So Jalen Hurts right now looks like the best quarterback in that division. I'm happy for them. They got a cheap quarterback who I think is their guy for a long time, a great leader to build around, and a person that the roster in Philadelphia rallied around Jalen Hurts. They like him. He's their guy. He won over that locker room, and I'm very, very excited for the future of Jalen Hurts. Whether or not that coach works out, I don't know. But if the coach fails, it will not be because Jalen Hurts is not the right guy to be your starting quarterback in Philadelphia.